Díomh Macorda. Hey friends, Fáilte, new Fáilte rat, chuig mo cinál YouTube. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is I'm in a really good position. I've got a big bonus from work, which is amazing. My bonus is for performance from last year, and we get paid it in April of this year for the previous financial year. And I got more than I thought I would, which is amazing. So I got €7,000. So the video is about how I'm going to break down my bonus in order for it to meet my financial goals that I created at the start of the year. But there's also a second part of this video. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will be aware that I'm having a mild breakdown over whether or not I should be investing or not. So yesterday I attended a free investing webinar with Tom Crosshill, and like, investing has always been a goal of mine, but I never really thought about it until, like, I've thought about it a lot, but I haven't put it in my mind to start doing it until next year. So as you all know, if you follow me, my goal by the end of this year is to be debt free. So to clear my car loan and become less reliant on my credit card and have nothing on my credit card. So yes, never really entertained the idea of investing until next year, but it's something I'm definitely interested in and I definitely wanted to do. But realistically, I was thinking about it for maybe start of next year. Now, why did you attend an investing webinar, you ask, if your plan wasn't to invest until next year? Good question, people of the internet. The reason I joined the webinar, the free webinar yesterday, is because the majority of content I see on the interwebs is really targeted at people from the US. So the types of investments you should be making, the types of stocks you should be doing, how you should be trading, and the tax reliefs or the tax approaches for investing are all heavily US based and don't really work for me as an Irish person in Europe. And the reason I took the webinar yesterday was because it was the first one I've seen that had content specifically targeted at people in Europe. So I said, sure, look, I'll get ahead of it. I'll, inform myself a bit so I can hit the ground running next year. Funny story. I'm hooked. It just makes sense, it feels like, but I'm torn between the logic, the financial numerical logic of investing, and the psychological impact of not paying my debt off as quickly as possible. So, yes, this video is about all of those things. Welcome to the crazy house. So, high level overview, TLDR, wonderful news, got a great bonus, and now I don't really know what to do with it. Basically, I have too much of a good thing is what's happening to me. So what I've done in my bullet journal, as you can see here, is I have had to list out my priorities and why I am on this debt-free journey, what I want my finances to look like, and these are all my financial goals here. Like, why am I doing all the things I've been doing this year? And it's 1, to become debt-free. That's number 1. Number 2, become less reliant on credit, which is an immediate requirement. 3, reduce lifestyle creep. 4, reduce financial anxiety. And 5, increase financial freedom. So, this is what all of the small activities I'm doing this year are hoping to achieve. So I had to put a big, massive box of financial goals here before I even looked at the money, because I see this and it's amazing, it's great, but the monkey in my brain with the symbols is immediately like, OMG, go on cause.com, OMG, buy all the furniture, OMG, buy all the stationery, you know? Yeah, anyone else? So yeah, I just kind of, my initial gut reaction when I see that number in my account is to be like, take my money. So this is what I've had to do. List out my financial goals and then do a breakdown of what I want my bonus to do this month. And I also created a pros and cons list of investing. So let's go to this before we go into the detail of the bonus breakdown, because this whole, like, I cannot tell you the toing and froing I did with this. Like, I melted my own brain with this. And I put a poll up on Instagram, and thank you everyone that participated. The poll did veer in favour of investing, even though I'm still in debt. I have over €5,000 worth of debt. But it wasn't the landslide decision I wanted it to be, you know? So it was 55-45 split in favour of investing while paying off debt. I did get some really lovely messages from Ariel and Tasha around investing and their thoughts on it. So anyone that did message me directly to speak about it, thank you so much, because I was like ridiculously overthinking it and getting stressed out. Like, why was I stressing out? It wouldn't have been stressful if I didn't have the money. It was just that it was an option now. You know what I mean? But I'm a crazy person. But anyways, I keep digressing. I'm sorry. But this is the kind of energy I've been kind of buzzing with for the whole investing thing, because I just didn't know what to do and what the right thing for me was to do. And I was just being overly influenced by external bits. But anyways, pros and cons of investing, and then we'll go to the bonus breakdown. So after doing research and speaking with people and doing more research and attending the webinar, the pros of investing are, over the last 50 years, the global average growth of investments in stocks and index funds is 9%. Okay? So over the last 50 years, the average growth in people with investments is 9%. The EU specifically, average growth is 7%, which is good. So your money is growing 7%. In Ireland, there's no such thing as a high yield savings account. You get like 0.001% interest on savings in Ireland, plus you get taxed for having savings in your bank account or in a banking business or whatever, and it's called dirt tax, and it is dirt. So having stuff in savings doesn't really work. Reduces impact of inflation. So Ireland right now has approximately 8.5% inflation. So if you're looking at the global average growth of 9%, that would swallow up the impact of inflation and give you an extra 0.5%. So it means that, like, inflation is reducing our buying power. It's basically like having an 8.5% tax on top of your income, because everything costs more and you have the same amount of money. So the pro of investing is that it will reduce the impact of inflation on your disposable income. Additionally, it is passive income. So the idea of this is very attractive to me. I do work quite a lot, and anything that's going to generate income for me that's passive is fantastic. So passive income, which is great. And then future financial security. So I work in the technology industry, and you may or may not be aware that the last, I suppose, 6 months, there's been a series of mass layoffs in the technology industry, and it's something that kind of has you on edge, and anyone I know in the industry is constantly on edge. If, they're pulled into a meeting, an unexpected meeting with leadership, everyone's like, oh no, are we getting cut? So I think that you're investing in companies, and the majority of these companies that are cutting staff is because they want to reduce costs and increase profit. So that means there's more profit going to the shareholders, and if I'm a shareholder, that means even if I were to get cut, if I've invested in the company, ultimately it might balance itself out. Does that make any sense? So the more financially lean a company I own stock in or I've invested in is, the more money that will come to me as a shareholder. And I feel like for me personally, that would hopefully alleviate some of the anxiety I have around potentially being laid off. I say some, and I say potentially. There's a lot of caveats in here. And again, apologies for how I'm delivering this, because this is basically a stream of conscious. I've been thinking this stuff in my head for 24 hours and I just can't cope with it anymore. So you're getting it. You're getting the brain dump, I'm afraid. Then the cons. So the pros for me are all, realistically, they're all logical. Make sense. Numerically, they make sense to me. However, the cons are the psychological things. They're the emotional part of me. So like, the pros is talking to my head, the cons are talking to my heart. So if I did start investing, I would have less money to put towards debt every month. And as you all know, my first number one goal is to be debt free by the end of the year. If I don't pay my debt off as quickly as I hoped, like my car loan is 6.5% interest. So that means basically I'm being taxed 6.5% on any money I put towards my debt. The debt payoff will be delayed. So I am targeting the end of the year, and I do think I'm on track to meet that goal. But if I could make it sooner, that would be better. It really does annoy me. I see the interest I'm paying and how slowly the principal is going down in comparison to the payments I'm making, and it frustrates me. There'll be less money towards my pension sinking fund initially because I'll be investing. And then there'll be less money towards my mortgage savings because I'll be investing. Potentially. I don't know yet because I haven't run the numbers on a normal monthly budget. All of these numbers have been based off of my bonus and this month's paycheck. So yeah, so they're the pros and cons, okay? Now, I think I am going to start investing. Hear me out. Because it gets worse. If I just went and did trial and error for investing, that wouldn't really help me out with my financial anxiety. And if anything, it would make my heart side or my emotional side of my thought process more prominent, because I couldn't be certain that I'm achieving any of these when I don't know what I'm doing, or any of these. So I've decided to invest, but I've decided to do a training course on investing for Europeans before I start investing. And that course is pricey, but I am hoping that it will be worth it. The course does have a 30-day refund policy if you're not happy with it. So I think I'm going to take the risk. Like, no other time of the year would I be able to do this, and I feel like potentially the universe is trying to communicate something to me. Like, I only came across this just after I got paid my bonus, and it does fit into my bonus breakdown that we'll go through in a minute. And I'm really interested. Like, I've had a real immediate visceral reaction to the training and the concept. So I'm going to lean into that and take it as a message that I should give it a go. So that's what I'm going to do. And I feel like there's probably loads of people shouting at the screen being like, don't do it until you've cleared your debt. And there's a part of me that's an echo chamber of that as well. So yes, I'm going to do it. I still have some reservations about whether it's the right thing for me to do, because I feel like, because I'm a big Dave Ramsey fan, and I've kind of been very focused and simplified in my approach. And his thing is, do not do anything except pay down debt until you're debt free, and don't invest. And it's something I would have agreed with until I learned a little bit about investing, and now I'm like, It's like the more you know, the less you know. Do you know what I mean? Do you hear me? But anyways, I'm going to go into my bonus breakdown, and I've also listed out the goals that I feel like each of these meet. So, and I'm also doing this to make sure my numbers are right, because no better woman. So the total amount I have available this month to spend on my financial goals is €7,000. So I need to clear my credit card, which is €2,000. I'm going to put €1,000 lump sum against my car loan. Australia sinking fund is getting 2,350. Now this is a new one you probably haven't heard me talk about before. So gym sinking fund. So right now I pay €44 a month for the gym, and I was considering cancelling the gym to get that €44 back in my monthly budget, but I'm really enjoying using the gym at the minute, and I think what I might do is take advantage of this bonus payment, and instead of paying a monthly membership, I'm going to pay the annual membership this month, which means I'll have an extra €44 a month to play around with, and potentially I could use that towards as my, investing fund every month. So we're going to go €440. And then the investing course is €997. So, out of the €7,000 I have to play with, I have spent, we'll say, €9,787. This leaves me with €213. 200 I'm going to add into my cash stuffing, my Misha folder, which is myself, and that's €200 extra this month I'm going to give myself on personal spending. The reason's twofold. I went crazy last month, and I think it was because I've been too restrictive up until this point. So I'm going to take the opportunity to treat myself and increase my personal spending for the month. So I will be cash stuffing a total of €300 for myself this month. The second reason is, if you've been following me here or on Instagram, you'll know I'm currently training for a half marathon in June, and I need new trainers. And the The trainers that I use for running are between 155, 165 euros. So I'll be using some of that personal spending towards that. That leaves me with 13 euros, and that 13 euros is going into my pension sinking fund. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the end of my brain dump. If you see here, I've done the bonus breakdown. So clearing credit card, and that is going to achieve financial goals 1 and 2, which is debt-free and less reliant on credit. Car loan lump sum, debt-free and increased financial freedom. Australia sinking fund will make me less reliant on credit. Gym sinking fund is increased financial freedom, because I'll be adding that money back into my budget every month. Investing course is 997 euros, and that is reduce my financial anxiety and increase my financial freedom, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So yeah, that's this video. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this? Like, again, as I mentioned, I put a poll up on Instagram, and it was like pretty neck and neck for ages, and then just towards the end, the yes to investing side just pushed ahead. But again, it wasn't a massive landslide. It was 55 to 45, and it was kind of going up and down all day. So what kind of side of the fence are you on? Are you pro investing, or are you pro paying off all your debt first? Because, like I said, I'm both, it seems. Like, my head is like, yeah, this totally makes sense. But my heart is a bit like, oh, you know? And again, for me, and it's probably me and the type of person or personality I am, for me, investing means not only investing the money, but investing in like the stock market or whatever market. It also means investing the time and money in teaching myself how to do it and how to manage it correctly. And the course that I'm looking at is, it talks about how to work the tax and what you should be looking at and things like that. So yeah, that's it, folks. I would really love your thoughts and comments on this one, because it's been really racking my brain, you know? So yeah, Sinead, that's it. As usual, Good míle maithagóibh for spending this time with me. So thank you all so much. I know we have all got busy lives, and I do appreciate you watching my content and engaging with me. It can be kind of heavy sometimes, you know, like I do like taking control of my finances. It kind of gives me a buzz, but this has got me a bit knotted up, you know, so any advice, very welcome. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I hope your finances are financing. And if you do like this video, like it and subscribe. But yeah, that's it from me. Again, let me know your thoughts. I need your thoughts so that I can clarify my thoughts. But that's it from me, guys. Take care. Bye. Slán.